in the past decade, as the doctor alluded to, Dana. A lot of this is because people just simply weren't out and about as much over the past 2 years. Their immune systems are a little weaker.
Indeed. All right, well, we've got to build those immune systems back up. We've got to get through this season first. Thank you, Phil. So the NYPD hit with its biggest wave of departures and resignations in 20 years. More than 3,000 officers just left the force. That's up 42% from a year ago, just as crime is spiking in the city. Let's bring in Joe Cardinale, retired NYPD lieutenant. Joe, this I know is not a surprise to you because you have told me, even going back last year, that you had fellow officers saying that they were ready to retire and they were going to leave, but 42% increase over last year, does that number surprise you?
No, it doesn't surprise me, and it's going to get progressively worse, as we stated before. What's happening, Dana, this isn't just a defunding, this is a systematic dismantling and demoralization of the NYPD. And it's not just the NYPD, it's the major police departments across this country. So it's no wonder that places like Colorado and Florida are wooing the cops down there because it's better pay, better circumstances. What cop in his right mind wouldn't leave if he had the opportunity to go? But many of them don't have the opportunity, and they're stuck here under these circumstances.
In addition to the pay, do they feel that they are more supported and protected in terms of being able to do their jobs without being held to a standard that they can't possibly meet?
No, it's beyond the pay. What's happening right now is that these cops don't have the backing of anybody, especially the city council, the mayor, because we have gone from, as I've stated before, proactive policing just to knee-jerk reactive policing, and that's exactly what's happening in New York and the major cities. The reason for this is they took away the indemnification for the police officers. So if they do their job according to the book that's stated in the NYPD, they're still going to have problems with the city council and not taking their back. So nobody wants to put their neck on the line. So it has become a thankless job right now. And it's no wonder, because this mayor is more concerned with, putting a face to applications. And his diversity policy is ridiculous. We are the most diverse police department in the world, and now he's carrying it out to other agencies. So this is ridiculous that we have to put up with this in this city in this time, and the numbers are going to get worse. Crime's going to go through the roof, and you can't hold the cops accountable for this. You have to hold our leaders accountable, especially the mayor, who knows exactly what's going on.
Sure wish we could turn it around. Joe Cardinale, thank you for being with us today. We'll stay on top of it.
Anytime, Dana. You take care.
So the coroner weighing in on that Idaho murder mystery in a Fox News exclusive, what she is now saying about the DNA evidence and how it was or was not preserved at the crime scene. We'll check in on that. Stunning new report on how leaders out of Washington allowed the fentanyl crisis spiral out of control. And it happened for years. That's next.
We're seeing people that are selling in bigger quantities, so the availability of it is a lot higher. And the investigators that were working were seizing a lot more in weight.
Sirius XM is the home for the best in podcasts, including Literally with Rob Lowe.
Hey everybody, it's Rob Lowe here. Literally is really just an opportunity for me to connect with old friends, fellow actors, people that I admire. You'll hear conversations with Jennifer Aniston, Michael J. Fox, Tiffany Haddish, Oprah, Conan O'Brien, assorted through every fork in the road, from deeply thoughtful to extremely random.
Literally with Rob Lowe is available now on the SXM app, included with all of our trials and popular plans.
We hadn't bought a new mattress in years.
20 years.
Was it that long?
There's so many options out there, but the experts at Sleep World helped us find the right one.
Perfect for an afternoon read.
I you knew nap.
Yeah, well, that too.
Come celebrate the grand opening of our Mancini Sleep World Burlingame location, December 17th through the 24th. Save up to $1,000 on select mattresses and get a free Tempur-Pedic pillow Saturday and Sunday while supplies last. Visit sleepworld.com.
I'm Howard Mackler of GetRefunds.com. You may have heard me talk about the payroll tax refund program that gives businesses up to $26,000 for every employee they kept on payroll during COVID. But today, I'm not going to do the talking. I'm letting a real Get Refunds client tell you everything. I'm Evan, owner of Laveau DWI Law. I heard about the payroll tax refund and GetRefunds.com on the radio.
When COVID hit my business, everything shut down. Revenue, phone calls, all business. The new cost of operating during COVID hit hard too. I had to personally fund my business. GetRefunds.com got me approved for a payroll tax refund, and with that money, allowed me to recoup losses and costs, even where I had positive income in the later quarters of recovery. If you have a business, you should go to GetRefunds.com and start your claim right now.
GetRefunds.com helped their business, and we can help yours too. Go to GetRefunds.com and see if you qualify in just 8 minutes. GetRefunds.com, powered by Innovation Refunds.
This time of year can be hectic, but Harry and David makes it easy to slay the holidays with gourmet gifts for everyone on your list. Send Aunt Kathy her favorite Royal Riviera pears and surprise Big Brother Ben with a tower of treats. While you're at it, host a holiday David.com and use code Radio15 to save 15% on orders over $49. Harry and David, LLC, Medford, Oregon.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. We all know the power that the IRS has, and yes, you know what, it can be scary, but did you know this? The IRS has been putting more and more letters like, we may speak to your neighbor, employer, or others if needed. Are you kidding me? Or how about this one? IRS may communicate with all other agencies about your case, such as the Justice Department. And then, of course, if you owe over $50,000, the IRS may restrict or revoke your passport. Look, when it comes to the IRS, don't mess around and don't try to deal with them on your own. Get the expert help you need today. Call my friends at Rush Tax Resolution now. 800-258-7050. Now, Rush Tax is an A+ rated on the Better Business Bureau with an unheard of 0 complaints. So if you owe the IRS personally or you're a business behind on payroll taxes, it's the only company I recommend. Call now, 800-258-7050, 800-258-7050, rushtaxresolution.com.
Boss, we're here to pick up our order at Famous Smoke Shop for the pickiest people on our nice list.
I love Famous Smoke Shop because they're American and family-owned since 1939. They have incredible deals on their cigar selection of over 1,000 brands.
Save $20 off your purchase of $100 or more. Go to famous-smoke.com and use code FRESHNESS or text FRESHNESS to 511-511. Famous Smoke Shop does not sell tobacco products to anyone under the age of 21 or the minimum age in your local jurisdiction, whichever is higher. Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 1 additional text. Text stop to opt out.
Hello, dog lovers. I'm Carl Stern, founder of ChewWorks, and we have a better way for dogs to chew. Our patented Hold to Chew is a chewable chew stick holder. It prevents choking and blockage. It makes it easier to chew. Our 100% collagen rolls are rawhide-free, chemical-free. They're made in Wisconsin, plus they're beneficial to joints and coat. Just go to chewworks.com, use code word CHEW, and save 25% off any starter pack. That's chewworks.com.
Too many patients, unfortunately, have lost their lives by not having access to targeted. Most patients do not know all of their options. Invita's precision immunotherapy, genomics, and non-invasive surgery are working to protect and extend lives. I'm Dr. Dino Prado, and I personally welcome you to utilize an opinion and discover if Invita is right for you. Visit us at invita.com, ENVITA.com.
Christmas travel season is officially here, and Fox Weather has you covered. From the latest weather conditions to special travel reports, everything you need to keep you safe for your holiday travels. Home for the holidays, all week long on Fox Weather. Fox Weather, weathering it together.
Still, no answers more than a month after the Idaho murder mystery began. We have no suspect, no motive, no murder weapon. The coroner has ruled the killings took place between 3 and 4 a.m. And about 7 hours one call was placed, so police are still trying to fill in those gaps. Alexis McAdams is in Moscow, Idaho, and Alexis, are they able to do any of that?
Hi, Dana. Yeah, they're trying to work to fill in that timeline and those gaps using surveillance video from nearby businesses. Two that we've been able to confirm, which is new this morning. This all comes as the hunt for the killer in Moscow, Idaho continues. Take a look here. This is one of the pieces of video evidence police were able to get right in first beginning stages as they retrace the 4 victims' steps. They're looking at lots of video clips, including this one. Police that shows Kaylee Gonsalves and Maddie Mogan out at a local food truck just hours before they were murdered. Just before that, Dana, police say the girls were at this local bar. We now know investigators collected surveillance footage from that corner club, which has cameras both inside and the bar. And Investigators also downloaded several hours of video evidence from a nearby gas station that is only a half a mile away from the murder scene. So this just kind of shows you exactly what areas they're looking at. As police comb through the video, two local businesses and ask the public to review their own videos, investigators are trying to seek information to track down a white Hyundai Elantra spotted near the home around the time of the murders. It's a 2011 to 2013 model. 1 month later, still no suspect, motive, or murder weapons in this case, but we are learning data more about possible evidence that was collected at the scene. Backcountry Live, I can tell you that the county coroner told me just yesterday that they were able to preserve possible DNA evidence on the hands by putting paper over it and believe the killer's DNA could be under the girl's fingernails. Dana?
Indeed. All right, Alexis McAdams, thank you.
So the powerful synthetic opioid fentanyl is now a leading cause of death for Americans between the age of 18 and 49. An investigation by the Washington Post finds that leaders in Washington were slow to meet the challenge, allowing the crisis to spiral out of control. I want to bring in Derek Maltz now, former DEA special agent. And Derek, sir, thank you for coming back here and good morning to you. What they did is they went back decades. They say Biden, Trump, Obama, Bush, all these administrations failed over the years, and that accumulation of failures is what led to the emergency today. How do you see it?
So, Bill, when I was at the Special Operations Division, I witnessed firsthand that the corporate cartels in America, they dumped 100 billion pills into America, and many people got addicted. But I also was at the Special Operations Division, high-level elements of the government, and then my guys briefed Eric Holder, okay, the Attorney General of the United States, and warned him about the dumping of synthetic drugs into America from China. And that's when this madness started. And then over time, the Chinese, they started, pushing a lot of fentanyl into America. Then they started pushing all the chemicals into Mexico. And basically, the cartels took over because it was a big money maker. It's all about making money. One of the big things that people need to realize, the Mexican cartels had ongoing relationships for years with the Chinese chemical brokers, methamphetamine. So it was an easy transition to go from the methamphetamine chemicals to the fentanyl chemicals. And so it's out now, and there's plenty of blame to go around.
Okay, so let me show you a few numbers here, right? The fentanyl, primarily fentanyl, right? Synthetic opioids. In June of 2019, you're 33,000. You see where it jumps to in June of 2022. It's so unacceptable. Here's a line from the Washington Post's piece, okay? The DEA, the country's anti-narcotics agency, stumbled through a series of missteps as it confronted the biggest challenge in its 50-year history. The agency was slow to respond as Mexican cartels supplanted Chinese producers, to your point, sir, creating a massive illicit pharmaceutical now producing more fentanyl than ever. And they show that the vehicle traffic through the port entry at San Diego is where the greater majority of these deadly drugs. We could go back 20 years. I guess you could go back 40 years if you wanted. But what are we doing about it now?
Yeah. Well, first of all, Bill, if I was in charge, I'd be looking at going after those chemical production labs in Mexico. This administration's not going to do that. The DEA and law enforcement has done an incredible job. Just to give you an example, in less than 4 months earlier this year, May to September, DEA seized over 10 million pills. The Border Patrol seized over 5 million pills in 8 days in November. Law enforcement in LA, Phoenix, and New Mexico seized 3 million pills together in September and October. That's saving millions of lives. Like, for example, the DEA just came out with the statistic, 6 out of 10 of these fake pills will kill. So law enforcement can't do it alone. You need the Department of Justice, Homeland Security. Look, our Homeland Security Secretary says the border, he has operational control. So we need more engagement. There's got to be a sense of urgency. Let's go back to the fund. This government now is not even telling people in the schools that fentanyl will kill you. One pill can kill. They're not even talking about that this is poisoning. This is not a drug crisis.
I saw the first commercial during the World Cup last weekend. I saw the first commercial on TV. Derek Maltz, thank you, former DEA special agent, for coming on today. All of this it's insufficient. I know you think that. Thank you, Derek. Here's David.
A grand jury in Virginia has indicted former Loudoun County Public Public School Superintendent Scott Ziegler and another school official over the district's handling of 2 sexual assault cases. Both are due in court this afternoon. Mark Meredith has details from Washington. Hi, Mark.
Dana, several months, a Virginia grand jury has investigated how Loudoun County school officials handled 2 separate incidents of sexual assault committed by a single student. Now, with on the investigation, the district's ex-superintendent and a school spokesperson have both been indicted. The investigation was Attorney General earlier this year at the request of Governor Glenn Youngkin. A report from the grand jury found there was no coordinated cover-up of last year's assaults. The jurors also found multiple administrators and officials failed to properly handle the situation. Last week, the superintendent got his job. He's been accused of not being honest with the school board about his knowledge of the incidents. He's facing 3 different misdemeanors. We are hearing from him through a Washington Post report. He spoke to them and he said, "I am disappointed that an attorney general controlled secret which never once sought my testimony has made such false and irresponsible accusations." Now, of course, this has rocked the school district, which is about 40 miles from Washington, D.C. We are expecting a few more updates a little bit later on. Dana.
All right, Mark Meredith, thank you. He can read fast.
Yep, well done. Quick 2 hours.
Yeah.
A lot covered.
Indeed. A lot more to come today. Lots of hearings. We got the 5 coming up today.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
Lovely.
For the compliment. It was great being with you today. Harris Faulkner is up next. Here's the Faulkner Focus.
Fox Alert now. His young mastermind ideas were supposed to make people rich beyond belief. The founder of the failed cryptocurrency exchange FTX is a plain old accused felon in the Bahamas. And this stands out more than ever now. He was the second largest Democratic donor, tens of millions of dollars. And what did he get for investing so heavily in that Democrat political party? I'm Harris Faulkner. You are in the Faulkner Focus. Americans want answers, but we won't get them today. His testimony on Capitol Hill before Congress is now on hold. Bankman-Fried arrested in the Bahamas last night, 1 month after FTX was forced to file for bankruptcy after an astounding $8 million shortfall. And it's an implosion affecting more than just cryptocurrency investors. In the world of politics, a major player for Democrats, as I just mentioned, let's dig deeper. He donated nearly $40 million to party causes and candidates, second only to billionaire liberal activist George Soros. And some are scrambling to offload that dirty money. Others were not so sure. The House Financial Services Committee hearing despite Bankman-Fried's absence. Watch.
I look forward to get his lies here on the records under oath. Nevertheless, the arrest of Sam Bankman-Fried is welcome news. But it still does not get to the bottom of what happened at FTX and why it happened and who else may be responsible.
The key witness today, FTX's new CEO, John Ray.
The FTX group's collapse appears to stem from absolute concentration of control in the hands of a small group of grossly inexperienced, unsophisticated individuals who failed to implement virtually any systems or controls that are necessary for a company entrusted with other people's money or assets.
We brought together a special panel of legal experts. They're standing by. Fox News contributor Leo Terrell is here, and former acting Attorney General under Trump, Matt Whitaker, is here. They'll actually be together. First, though, let's go to Fox Business's Kelly O'Grady for the latest on Bankman-Fried.
Well, good to be with you, Harris. I mean, we've been building towards this arrest, but the story is still developing by the hour. So let's get right to the indictment from the U.S. Attorney's Office of the Southern District of New York. It's just been unsealed. Sam Bankman-Fried is looking at 8 counts. You can see there conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and then conspiracy to commit commodities fraud,